Hi guys, I'm Ty.
I'm scared.
He's DJ, and we are Senpai Arcade, and we were just here with Rika and Naomi in the park where a weird sensation washes over her. This is right after the next episode. We are so excited for that.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so an odd sensation washes over me out of nowhere. It makes me wonder whether or not I've actually been here before.
Deja vu.
But I'm sure of it. I know I've been here plenty of times as a kid.
Rika!
I'm sorry. I'm fine. I take a deep breath and get ready to tell her about divine selection.
Oh, God.
When all of a sudden, a sword comes from the sky. So where do I even begin? I guess it doesn't matter when it'll sound like I'm making it up anyway.
Telling her about this. Oh, shit.
Rika!
She utters my name in a painful manner once I finish telling her everything. Okay, so she's caught up.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. She started to get teary-eyed midway, but I kept going. I doubt she would want me to stop without painting her the whole picture. She nodded attentively from beginning to end as if to reassure me that the decision to tell her was the right one.
I knew something was weird all along. You were speaking fluent English despite not knowing the language at all when we first talked about the book. Everything started ever since then. But you're alive, Rika! I can tell you that much as a fact.
That's so sad.
Oh.
Saying that, she takes my hand in hers.
Oh.
Oh, Miharu's probably hiding in a bush.
That's
you
a-
motherfucker.
Yeah.
The surface of her hand is cold, but I can feel her warmth underneath, giggity. There's no doubt that the same goes for me. The warmth serves as proof I'm alive. Or is that just the fire? Yeah, I know, but, well, it seems like that shouldn't be the case.
I'm sorry for saying what I did without understanding the situation you're in.
Not like I would expect you to, considering I never mentioned it. She doesn't doubt what I have to say for a second. Chances are that my cause of death lines up with her dream so much that she has no choice but to believe it. It gives her an answer to why she's having the dream too, although it does nothing to resolve the situation at hand.
Not only are you in this situation, but Miharu as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, she told her about Miharu. Okay. I wasn't sure whether or not I should tell her about Miharu, but I decided to do so in the end. On the other hand, there's no point in trying to keep certain things to myself. She's a problem now. She's a fucking problem.
Because if it boils down to it, she's going to choose Rinka, and she'll fuck over Miharu to
Something
save
like that.
Rinka.
I don't know.
I'm going to throw up.
Trying to keep certain things to myself. On the other, I simply give in to my desire to lighten my own burden.
This shit went hard,
Yeah,
fast.
this shit just dropped.
What's more, she said she's prepared.
Oh yeah, shit. That means it's gonna give Naomi a fucking excuse to screw Miharu over.
Exactly.
Oh,
Way to go. Misclick of the century.
Shut the fuck up. It's so sad.
Rewind it, Ty, all the way back to the first episode where you passed out like, fuck it, it's not a big deal. It's fine.
She's referring to Miharu's statement regarding her own participation, that she's willing to give her life for mine.
I wouldn't be able to say the same if I were in her shoes.
Selfish bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Same here. I don't want Miharu to die, but I don't have it in me to willingly let her make it through either.
Oh, shit.
What? 2 weeks have passed now, and I'm still not sure what I should do.
Let's go kill them all. No, I don't think you can be blamed for that.
Another breeze blows through, catching our hair.
The smell of a crying Miharu.
Oh, God! It's a surprisingly cold breeze for this time of year. I can see the sunset off in the distance.
Light in the distance.
Stop.
Sorry. See her coming closer with a knife above her head, ready to explode.
Where she exploding?
Miharu will kill all your fucking friends until she's the
Stop.
only one left.
The mixture of blue and orange on the horizon somehow resembles a wavering heart to me. Miharu is...
Miharu is very strong-hearted, isn't she?
She is. Yeah, she is. She's the complete opposite of me. She knows exactly what she wants to do, whereas I'm sitting here unable to make any sort of decision. Like a bitch. Like a little... She might have already gotten... She started on gathering info based on the cards she's received. What? In fact, I'm certain she has. The determination in her eyes makes it apparent. Her attitude at school isn't any different from usual, but that's just further proof of her resolve. There's no doubt she's doing as much research as she can elsewhere. And she's doing it all for my sake. Then get started, fuckwit! Spending at work lately was just a front for said research, but that'd be overthinking things. There's something she's been doing for a while now, on the side. Thanks for hearing me out, Naomi. I feel a bit better having talked to someone about this. I still don't know how I should approach this whole situation, but for now, I'll just focus on going about life as usual for a bit longer. You're weak. Saying that, I get off of the bench. Or I try to, but Naomi stops me by grabbing my sleeve.
Oh, it's the same damn thing.
Can you wait for 5 more minutes? I've come to a personal conclusion myself.
A personal conclusion?
Oh, God.
She's concluded.
We concluded all
I can't stand up. We gotta wait for it to dry. She nods firmly in
Aw.
response.
Need to air dry this shit out. Now,
I want to help you out, Rika.
You're going to do the die if you do that.
Things can't continue like this. It may be somewhat selfish of me to say when I'm not in your shoes, but you need to face reality.
Wake up to reality. It's an infinite Tsukiyomi.
You can't keep running from it.
Yeah, you gotta fight, dude. Running from it? It's not like I'm struggling to make a choice. I'm simply avoiding it altogether. 'Cause you're a coward! Naomi makes sure to be frank as possible with her words. And and they turn to my entire world upside down. The reality that I've been running from, my responsibility to choose whether I'll live or die, finally sinks in. Thank you, Naomi. Before I know it, the sky has been dyed entirely in orange, like the fire.
At the very least, I can help you gather information. I'll even be able to meet those other participants face to face, since they don't know who I am.
They fucking will.
Most importantly, though, I can help share the burden you've been pressured with.
Naomi. Her words are filled to bursting with resolve.
There's nothing we can do to change the fact that it could come down to either you or Mihiru making it through. Either you or Mihiru making it through. But if you continue like this, things may end even before that.
Oh, God. Hey, Naomi, there's something I just realized myself. She turns to face me, waiting for my follow-up comment. Having the truth put in front of me like this makes me realize that I'm what I'm most afraid of. I'm terrified of what I have to do to make it through this. Not only Mihiru, but I have to eliminate others to ensure my own survival. Eat or be eaten. Turn that shit on. Is my life even worth casting aside? Is my life even worth casting aside the lives of others for? I'm not too sure about that. There are a bunch of people who would argue for the former.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know my own regret. I've seen the expression. Her name's Mihiru.
Yeah, a misclick.
Shut up!
Episode 1.
It was episode 2.
Episode 2.
I've seen the expressions of those who were mere moments away from being elected. I wouldn't describe them as sad, angry, or even accepting. They simply looked powerless in the face of what was about to happen. It's called death. Those were the faces of people who died without being able to fulfill what they wanted out of life. So does everyone else, honey. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if I have that much invested into anything to begin with. That's why part of me feels like my life isn't worth being saved in exchange for theirs.
Is it not enough that people...
Kofi, you're ruining this.
No. Good boy.
Did you get a screenshot of this, by the way?
Oh.
Is it not enough that people like myself and Mihiru want you to live? I can't say for sure whether or not eliminating others for your own sake is the right thing to do, but what I can say, though, is that I don't want you to die, no matter what! If the idea of committing that sin scares you, then, at the very least, share half of the responsibility with me.
Nail.
What? Wait.
Nail?
What? Ho! Hey! Ho! Developers! Naomi.
That's obviously you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Naomi, why would you go this
She
far?
goes crazy.
Naomi, why would you go this far? Because I fucking want to.
The precious. He knows.
Oh.
Why would she go this far for my sake?
Before everything was undone, you chose to prioritize your life over my own.
Or whatever, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person you are.
A really bad way of putting it.
Yeah.
But that's irrelevant now. I'm willing to go this far because it's for you, Rika. And that's all there is to it.
Oh, Jimmy Kid.
Yeah, fuck. That's weird. Why do I want to cry now?
Because you're a coward. She turns her gaze towards the sky, desperately trying to fight back the tears that are ready to fall at any moment. Jesus. It's a weird time to have a thought like this, but shut up, Kofi.
You started it by petting him. Now.
I did, and now he's mad. Can you give a woo woo? Don't burp in my face. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a weird time to have a thought like this, but I can't help but consider just how vast the sky truly is. God damn it. Naomi has nothing but praise for the coffee I make. Stop it! He keeps sneezing. She's made me realize that I am avoiding reality, and that a number of other important things. That and a number. Promise me you won't do anything dangerous.
Huh?
The tears have started to stream down her face by the time I say that. I can't die from anything other than elimination during divine selection. Am I immortal? But the same doesn't apply to you. You can do the die. Promise me you won't do anything that'll put you at risk. Unable to get the words out, she bites her lower lip and nods her head.
Whoa.
Yo. That being said, allow me to formally ask you, Naomi, will you please help me getting through divine selection?
There's no need for you to be so formal.
I extend my right hand to her, which she takes.
She shoves it in her panties. Sorry.
Her nervousness melts away with a beaming smile she gives me afterward. Her tear-stained cheeks serve as a nice contrast to that. You really are a crybaby, aren't you?
Wow.
And you could do with learning when it's okay to cry.
No need to tease me. Rinka, shut the fuck up. Her tears don't stop flowing, even as she's all smiles. Just then, the announcement comes that it's almost time for the park to close for the day. I take the opportunity to tell Naomi that I'll see her tomorrow, and that I make my way home.
And Miharu's been watching the whole time.
Miharu's waiting for me.
Oh shit, why is it doing the close-up of Lionhouse like this? Miharu's like, your grandma got here first!
Oh my god! Whoa. When I get back, I open up Lionhouse for a bit. After
I know, I thought it said
massaging.
Sorry.
You're fine. After messaging Naomi during break time, I decide to keep the store closed tomorrow so we can focus on gathering intel and organizing our thoughts. Taking fucking responsibility. I figure hitting up the library will be a good idea since we'll have to access to newspapers and the like. But considering I still don't know where to start, I decided it's best for us to meet up there first. We don't need to worry about keeping quiet there, at least. I also make sure to ask Naomi not to tell anyone else about this. Part of me considers telling Oguma at first since we're close friends, but considering she's known Miharu for far longer than Naomi, I decide it's better not to.
Because she'd go with Miharu,
Mao,
not your ass.
Probably. But Mao seems like she'd be more of a sleuth than any of them.
That's true.
It'd be far too much of a burden for her to bear, and the last thing I want is to ruin that relationship the three of us have right now. Phew! Thinking back on everything that's happened so far, I get ready to close shop for the day.
Something about to happen.
Barely any customers have come around, so I can only clean up a few things. I clean up those things, carry in the signboard and some plants from outside, and put out the trash. The door looks a bit dirty too, so I make sure to wipe it down. Wipe it down! While I'm wiping, I hear footsteps heading my way. I don't pay them much mind, considering it's not rare for people to pass by this time of night, but they stop right in front of my store. Sorry, but we're closed for the... Thinking it's a customer, I turn around to inform them that we're closed, but I stop mid-sentence to see the woman to whom the footsteps belong. The moment I stand up straight, she grabs me by the shoulders, pushes me against the door, and then into the store.
What the fuck?
So you're Shishimai Rinka? Her words come out loud and rapid. Her voice sounds like her throat is ready to explode. Her first impression makes her seem desperate, but I'd say she's more anxious than anything else. That's why her shouting actually helps me to approach the situation with heightened composure. You're numeral 8, I take it. Rather than answering her question, I opt to shoot one right back at her. I don't know her name, but I recognize the face. She's the one of the people I've seen in the dream world. Composed as I may seem, it's not enough to keep my nerves calm. I can feel myself working up a cold sweat. I almost said cold shit. Even the most minor thing here could act as a hint for her, so I need to watch what I say. Answer me! Oh shit.
God.
She slams her hand against the door, closing the distance between us even more.
Jesus Christ.
And yet I'm not afraid. That's right, girl. You get that shit. Mainly because I keep in mind why she's so anxious in the first place. The only reason she's asking me is because she's not entirely sure that I am who she thinks I am. Meanwhile, numeral 12 gained her name card from the woman he eliminated during the first round, if memory serves. Answer me! I've got your card, so I know you're Shishimai Rinka! I don't doubt that I'd be panicking if this was numeral 11 or 12 asking, but it's the same dread I feel from competing with people like them that allows me to remain calm here and now. Compared to them, she looks like your average woman, slender and pretty, although you can tell she looks overtired. There's no doubt she's been getting little sleep. She's wearing what I believe is a shawl atop a hospital gown. Oh, shit.
Say, yeah.
Tell me, what's your cause of death? What's your regret?
Oh, God.
My silence makes her all the more agitated. Was it suicide? An illness? School? Love? Answer me! You need to calm down. My patient starts to wear thin, which causes me to place my hands on her shoulders and shove her away from me. I must have pushed her a bit too hard since she stumbles backward. Good. She falls and lands on the hard concrete.
Mihiru
Good.
jumps out of a tree with a knife.
With a fucking knife. Oh, sorry. Don't say sorry. She wants to kill you. I apologize without thinking. Showing sympathy to other participants, my enemies in other words, probably isn't the best idea. Are you okay? I ask, but receive no answer. All she does is stare down at the ground and mutter something to herself. Following that, she collapses under her own weight.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, hey, are you alright? I need to call an ambulance. No, I'm fine. So, don't call an ambulance. I can get back myself. Fine is the last thing that comes to mind when I look at you. Just don't.
The fuck?
Her sentence trails off there. Judging by her steady breathing, she seems to have fallen asleep as opposed to having passed out. I spot the name in the hospital she was admitted to written on the hem of her gown. It's only a 10-minute walk from here. Fine. She doesn't want to get in an ambulance for whatever reason, but I can't just leave her here. Fortunately, she's rather light, so I opt to give her a piggyback ride right out the front door. Whoosh. This is tougher than I thought it'd be. After I lock the store up, I proceed to the hospital.
And no, we proceed upstairs to torture her to get her information.
Hey man, you start pulling fingernails.
I mean, we know the fucking hospital now, so all we
Yeah.
gotta do is get the info.
When I arrive, the nurse I speak to showers me with praise. It's hardly surprising. I think most people would praise a high schooler who has obviously exhausted herself by carrying a patient all the way to the hospital in the middle of the night. The nurse wastes no time in taking her away, so I guess she really is a patient here. Thanks to this, I managed to learn her name as well. Kamabuchi Keiko.
That's a Demon Slayer reference.
Is it?
Yeah.
Keiko?
Come back to Tanjiro. He's like, my name is Tanjiro.
Oh, yeah. While she's always had a frail disposition, things have gotten worse for her since she gave birth. Oh no.
Aww.
I don't pry any deeper, but I doubt they would have told me much more. The only reason they told me as much as they did was to make sure that I knew who it was I had helped out in the first place. Actually, shouldn't that give me a new card? Paka mentioned it once we obtained new cards whenever we discovered vital pieces of information in the real world. Oh, right, I need the book. Chances are I didn't get one because I didn't have it with me. I'm aware of its importance, but I tend to leave it behind since it's heavy. Stupid.
You just gave a woman a piggyback ride.
You did. Either way, I should leave, considering visiting hours have long passed. Curious as I am about Keiko, I make my way back home.
Oh, God.
Dumbass. You fucking dumbass!
You're right.
Once I return to my room and get ready for bed, I take a seat at the table
Waffle
on
style.
which my book rests. Well, this is new. Little bits of Thank you. Little bits of light are pouring out from between the book's pages. Needless to say, this is the first time I've ever seen that happen in the real world, no less. I take a moment to prepare myself and then I open it up. Whoa! The moment I do, the light begins to rise above the book itself. What's going on? All I can do is watch as it eventually congregates to one spot almost 2 feet above my table. It eventually molds itself into a rectangular shape. Well, to be more specific, the shape of a card. Once the transformation is complete, the light dissipates.
I've gained Explodia.
It's the first arm. The card floats in midair for a brief moment before it quietly lays itself to rest atop my book.
My book has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. No, sorry.
So this is how new cards are made. I can't hide my surprise over witnessing something like that happen in the real world. Something similar happened in the dream world, but it's a whole different experience when it happens in your own room. I pick up the newly formed card. It's exactly the same as the others I have in terms of shape and make. The only difference is the content written on it. 8. Name, Kamabuchi Keiko. As expected, it's Keiko's name card. That's all though. I still don't know her cause of death or regret. Probably something about her dying in the hospital before giving birth.
Yeah.
Right? In that case, it has to be related to that. The first ailment that comes to mind from childbirth is... ouch. Oh, my head starts to hurt all of a sudden. It doesn't take long for me to realize why, either. It's because I just remembered how desperate Keiko looked. The way she was acting earlier proved that her regret ran deeper than I could comprehend. What I'm doing right now is akin to walking all over that, to make sure that you live. The more I try to imagine the circumstances of her death, the worse the pounding in my head becomes. That's when I remember Naomi's proposition to shoulder the burden along with me. I'm not prepared to handle this alone quite yet. Today's done a good job of showing me just how weak I am. Thank you.
Right.
Rather than thinking about this anymore, I turn my light off and choose to sleep instead. Like a coward. But I get it. I do get it. But at the same time, steel yourself.
Where's Miharu?
She's around. She's probably like killed 3 people. Yo, Rinny. Morning, Mama Mau Mau. I notice Miharu's getting ready for classes as usual when I arrive at school. Seeing her reminds me of the realization I came to yesterday, which prompts me to say something odd to Mama Mau. Miharu really is strong-hearted, isn't she? You think? I'd say it's the opposite.
Oh.
Her voice and tone are lower than usual. Huh? Anyway, let's get back to the daily grind. She returns to her usual self right away, almost as if to avoid continuing on with that topic.
Oh boy.
Oof. Here we go. Once school is ended, I meet up with Naomi before heading over to the library on our way back to Lion House. Fortunately, the library is only 5 minutes from Lion House, so everything and on the very same path I took to get to the hospital last night. I make sure to fill her in on what happened last night as we make our way there. Her first reaction is to express her concern about me.
What if somebody's following you?
For real. She crinkles her nose when I mention that Keiko seems to have had a rougher go at life than I have, and then sighs in relief afterwards. Once in the library, we gather up some books regarding pregnancy. Part of me doesn't want to she's trying to figure out how she died.
Yeah.
Since we'll be painting a rather dubious image of ourselves. Then again, this isn't the time to be worried. What?
They're going into the library and be like, do you have any books on pregnancy? That's why. That's what
God.
they meant. Yeah.
Having gotten what we need to make our way back to Lion House and spread the books out on one of the tables. All right, let's see.
All right. Let's see whether or not these have any information regarding illnesses or complications that could be linked to her cause of death.
Birth.
Birth.
That's it. No, it's going to be like giving childbirth.
BORTH. Borth.
Right. She announces the plan with seemingly little issue. I can tell she's forcing herself to act composed. Normal people like us shouldn't have any reason to investigate someone's death like this. It doesn't help that it feels like we're digging into someone's private life without consent. That's one of the reasons behind my headache last night. Not to mention that, in this case, it's about someone who's still alive. I pick up one of the books closest to me. While thinner than the card book, it's packed full of text. I probably shouldn't try my hand at a book like this when I know absolutely nothing about medicine. Thinking that, I pick up another one, only to reach the same conclusion. The only stuff I read other than manga are novels, so ideally there'd be something a bit simpler among all these. As I think this over, it leads to me repeating the same scenario over and over in my mind.
Marika?
That's you.
Oh, what's wrong?
Are you, not well versed when it comes to books? Are you fucking dumb?
She's using the book in her
Crack
hand.
a book, you fucking...
Oh, I almost said a bad word.
What? Moron?
Yeah.
She's using the book in her hands to obscure her face from below her eyes, which are glued to me. Not really, but I mean, aren't those a little bit too difficult?
You should have said so when we were at the library. I could have picked out some of the simpler ones with pictures. You dumb fucker.
That makes it pretty clear that I left Naomi in charge of picking out which books to get. I figured that'd be best considering she's a bit of a bookworm. Fucking nerd.
I take it you're not big on studying then?
She's like, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. I
Call
nod
me
my head.
Haru.
I nod my head after a brief hesitation. I'll give it a shot though. Can't let you do all the work for my sake. I pick up another Burke, and Purser, God damn it. Naomi hides part of her face behind the book again, and I can see how focused her eyes are on its contents. Okay.
Was that necessary?
2 hours later.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, I feel my concentration vanish into thin air. Let's take a break. I need some coffee. Naomi?
Eep, what is it?
Dang, your concentration level is off the charts. How about a quick break?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
She closes her book after I make my offer. I guess she's finished reading that one too, which makes for a total of 3 so far. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, I'm still stumbling through my first.
She's a neural net processing machine.
The difference in reading speed between someone who reads often and someone who doesn't is rather striking. You're stupid.
I've magically made this coffee appear.
Haha! Mind freak. I blew up. That's That's how this whole thing started.
I blew up some coffee. Oh.
I made some coffee for the both of us and bring it over to the table. God damn it.
Thank you very much for not blowing up. I feel like this is the first time in a while that I've gotten to have some of your coffee.
Explodia, obliterate.
Oh, God.
You might be right. I spent so much time teaching her how to make coffee that I actually haven't had much opportunity to make some for her myself. It's always nice watching Naomi drink the coffee I make, considering how much she seems to enjoy it.
I enjoy watching it go down. Never mind, go ahead.
So I managed to find anything worthwhile? I have picked up on something myself, in truth, but asking for Naomi's input first seems like the best idea. Yeah, you don't fucking think.
I did. First of all, that's a coloring book you're reading. That's a Where's Waldo? It turns out that there's an extremely low mortality rate for women during childbirth.
Yeah. The book I've been reading says the same thing. Based on a study from 2014, only 3 out of 100,000 mothers died while giving birth. I assume Keiko is in her 20s or 30s. Even if it's the latter, there's only a 0.003% chance of it happening to her.
Wait, I thought we were dumb.
Well,
Go ahead.
for comparison's sake, a person much more likely to be involved in some sort of fatal traffic accident or maybe a train exploding.
Right.
This stuff actually caught my attention while reading because it'll be relevant at some point in my future. Seems like Naomi read about the same study. You'd think we were revising test materials together or something. Doesn't the fact that there are so few cases make it easier for us to determine the cause, though?
I thought the same myself, but how much information do we need to be able to turn it into a card to begin with?
The cards I have that detail cause of death only say stuff like fire, so I assume you just need the general idea.
I see. You mentioned that the process involves giving thoughts a tangible form, didn't you?
Yep, but it's not like I know exactly how it works.
In that case, it's likely that you need to believe in your thoughts for them to be considered for a tangible form.
How do you know that?
Yeah, now the conversation's getting a bit complicated. I take a moment to mentally sort out all the info. The process, she just goes to her book and be like, birth, and then a fucking card. Like, God damn it! There's a wasted afternoon.
Right.
The process behind making new cards involves giving thoughts rather, a tangible form. Paka explained it that much did I have a fucking stroke?
I don't know. Do you
How
smell
does one
toast?
No.
Okay.
How does one distinguish which piece of information is correct and turn that into a card then?
Sorry, I should have explained it in simpler terms, you dumb shit. Basically, I'm curious about the circumstances around which card is created. For example, would one be made if you happen to correctly guess a cause of death or regret while having a casual conversation with someone?
Hi, Odette.
Right? Oh,
Or do you need to state the details loud and clear and certainly like one would when presenting evidence in a legal trial?
Ah, now I get what you mean. I cast my mind back to these past 2 weeks. I'm not the most chatty person, but I've definitely had a good number of conversations during
you
that
could have
time.
fucking fooled me with all this text you're giving us. Sorry.
Chances are good that I discussed things related to relevant information, so by that logic, I should have some extra cards already. And yet, yesterday was the first time I obtained a new card, because you weren't in the presence of the book! Take your fucking book with you! In that case, it's probably the latter scenario that's required in order to make new cards.
I feel it's the latter myself. If the former were the case, one could likely read through an entire dictionary and hit upon everyone's death and regret.
Yep. That doesn't sound very thrilling.
I'm sure people would resort to such a method when they know their lives are on the line.
That serves to remind me about how desperate Keiko looked.
That's very true.
I could tell that she had a specific force driving her. Knowing that, chances are high that she'd read through all kinds of stuff if it meant possibly obtaining more cards.
It's about drive. It's about power. No,
It's the same reason behind why you can't obtain a card detailing your own cause of death, I believe. We need something more concrete than your hazy memory and my dream.
So in the end, it's all up to remembering the exact details of what happened that day. I can't see myself doing that today, at least. The fact that it's yet to come back to me probably means I need something specific to trigger my memories. Like a trigger. I push those thoughts away and Naomi back to the topic at hand.
This is my personal conjecture, but it seems that blood loss is the most common cause of death during pregnancy, meaning the same would apply to Keiko.
Knowing that's not enough Knowing that's not enough, is it? I need to understand the precise details that led to its occurrence in the first place. There was a person coming out of her. The lack of any new card... Someone's gonna bleed. Any new card materializing proves that.
Books alone probably won't give us all the answers then.
How about I pay her a visit? Then again, I'd probably get kicked out first. I'm well aware of how much my hair causes me to stand out.
Oh, I forgot that's a whole thing.
Oh.
What is it?
I said we should take a break, but this hardly counts as one, huh? I gotta hand it to you. You're really reliable when it counts.
Glad to hear it.
I say that, but I can tell she's pushing herself pretty hard. It's clear from the way she's speaking that she's more nervous than usual. The same goes for me as well. There's no way we could have a happy chat about someone's possible cause of death. However, I'm not getting a headache like when I tried to do this on my own. Her being here to shoulder part of the burden really does make things easier to bear. Now the issue is, how do we go about digging deeper? And I think we'll talk about digging next time on Senpai Arcade. We appreciate you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Shit's kind of getting real.
It is.
So make sure to follow us on TikTok, iFunny, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
9gag,
BallGag, and BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Absolutely, guys. Everything's linked in the description. Make sure to be nice to yourselves, be nice to people, drink your water.
Go read a book.
Have a great day. We love
Touch
you.
grass, fucking losers.
I love you guys. Bye.